Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back at it yet again with another hot tub video. Alright everybody, how's it going? Been a while since I made a video that wasn't a stream, but there hasn't been a lot to talk about lately when it comes to the NFL. Basically, in terms of actual football stuff, the only stuff that's really been happening is just the kind of thing that I don't really care to make videos about. It's not what my channel's about. It's not what personally interests me when it comes to talking about sports. So there really just hasn't been much to make a video about. But as this final stretch of the offseason, it's maybe even more so right now, but just about any year, this is one of the most dead times that you have in the NFL offseason. The start of June, the end of May, free agency and the draft are pretty much done. There's no OTAs, there's no camps. This year there might not be any of those anyway, but even in a normal year, it would be pretty darn dead right now. Usually we'd be talking about the NBA Finals. Usually we'd be maybe watching baseball start to heat up, and we don't even have any of that. So the fact that the NFL offseason has slowed to a crawl right now weighs heavy, but as we're working through this final stage of the offseason, I was thinking about this Seahawks roster, and I was thinking about the position that feels the most neglected to me right now, and that has to be defensive tackle, because it was a position that we did not address in the draft at all, which surprised the hell out of me. Surprised a lot of people, I think. And the last week or so, the sentiment that I've been seeing from a lot of fans and a lot of beat writers was, well, Snacks is going to be the guy. Damon Harrison, formerly a Detroit Lion, a New York Giant. He was going to be the guy that we brought in to be that third defensive tackle, because, guys, I'm not in love with our defensive edge, our ends right now, but at least we have some options there. But if you take a look at defensive tackle on this team right now, we've got Jerron Reed, who's had one big year and been a decent player otherwise, so, he's pretty good. But then you have Poona Ford, who is a pure run stuffer, and he's pretty good at it, but he's just a run stuffer. And then you're down to guys like DeMarcus Christmas and Brian Monet. So the fact that this team has not yet addressed the defensive tackle position is starting to get a little scary, because I'm not comfortable with our defensive ends, but at the very least I can look at our ends and be like, well, okay, we've got two guys who are entering their third season. Maybe they're going to be breakout candidates. We got two rookies. They could surprise you. We've got two veterans who have had good seasons before. Maybe they can churn out another good season for us. We got a rookie who was a big disappointment last year. Maybe we got something there, but defensive tackle is just plain scary to me. So a lot of people have been saying Snacks. Snacks is going to be the guy. We're going to bring him in. He's going to sign a cheap deal because he didn't have a good season last year, and he's going to be the guy. And this last week or two, I've been thinking I would be okay with that. Getting Snacks would be all right. But there's nothing exciting about it at this point, because he is a pure run-stuffing defensive tackle. He does not really push the pocket. He does not collapse the pocket. He does not disrupt the quarterback very much. And that's just not the kind of player that I get all that excited for anymore. You need one great run-stuffing defensive tackle, and that's what we have in Poona Ford. But teams don't run the ball enough to trouble yourself with any more than that. So, in the last couple days, one interesting development has happened that has kind of excited me, maybe just a little bit. But at this point in free agency, you take what you can get. Timmy Jernigan, formerly a Baltimore Raven and a Philadelphia Eagle and almost a Houston Texan, is free. He was going to sign with Houston for about 1 year, $4 million. It fell apart, and now he's out there again. Teams can look at him, teams can bring him in, teams can sign him, and that to me might be more appetizing than Damon Harrison. Now, he's going to be cheap. He's probably going to be about $3 million, maybe a little less, because, I mean, his price tag has probably gone down in the last 2 months, right? He has a little bit more pass rush ability than Snacks, in my opinion. Although he's not a stellar pass rusher, he's got a little bit more there than Snacks. He's a pretty good against the run too, so you're not losing that much there. He's younger than Snacks, so it's more likely he has a little bit left in the tank. And he's another guy who's going to be on a prove-it deal. He's going to have a lot to prove next season because any deal he signs is going to be a short-term deal. Any deal he signs is not going to be big money, so he's going to have a lot to prove. Now, there is a bit of an injury risk with him. He has not had big production in the last couple seasons, but when I saw Timmy Jernigan was potentially available for the Seahawks as a third defensive tackle and a more of a pass rushing defensive tackle option, that kind of made me go, okay, that seems a little better than Snacks to me. And when it comes to defensive end with this team, I'm not happy with the ends on this team, like I said, but there's still opportunity for us to get somebody really good there. Everson Griffin is a very good player. Jadeveon Clowney is good in his own way. There might be a trade out there for Yannick. There might be a trade out there for Matthew Judon. These are, players who have established themselves as being very good. But when it comes to defensive tackle, we've kind of waited too long to get anybody too special. So the options are very, very underwhelming to me. But Timmy Jernigan might be the closest thing to a defensive tackle that would actually make me go like, oh, okay, we just got better. So yeah, I'm hoping this team, which has for the most part been quiet these last few weeks, I've been waiting for this team to do something to let me know that they're still alive, still interested, still aware that this team's defensive line is not going to cut it when the season starts. Maybe this is it. So what do you guys think? Do you want to bring in Timmy Jernigan? Do you think he could be the third defensive tackle, third down defensive tackle alongside Reed? Or do you want to go the route of Snacks? Or maybe do you want to go get some young, hungry rookie who's never played before? Or some unknown? Some 25-year-old guy who's never even been on an NFL team? There are guys like that out there, and one or two of them is probably going to be okay. So, yeah, what do you guys think? I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. There's some other stuff that we could discuss, but you'll probably have to catch me on stream if you want to discuss some of the smaller things. But Timmy Jernigan, guys, that's the name that I'm kind of looking at right now as being a potential Seahawk to help round out this roster a little bit. All right, peace out. Go Hawks.